Did you find one amazing? It's also torturous. Ming 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 has already sat down. The sound is also on. Jing also opened, even buckled the phone. As a result, it's as lively as a night market. I will remember the sentence just now. Did you say it wrong? After a while, I remember why someone hasn't replied to your message. It pops up all of a sudden. What's for dinner? This seemingly harmless, but the problem that can drag you away. The more you try to hold him down, and he springs higher and higher. And then finally, you figure it out. I am not fit to practice. Maybe the blessing is not enough. Karma is too heavy. Missing meditation. If you have ever been in this situation, frustrated in self-judgment, then you must read this article today. I know you click in. 80% not to listen to my big truths. But because I met that hurdle that was scattered when I sat down, and you really want to cross over. Here, I'll put the two most important sentences first. Stare like a nail. The first is that there are many distractions when meditating and chanting sutras. It's a normal phenomenon that almost everyone encounters, especially those who are just starting out. Second, what really widens the gap is not whether you have distractions. It's that you withdraw when you encounter distractions. Blame yourself for giving up. Still know he's part of the training. And keep going the right way. You see, many people have a romantic fantasy about meditation. I thought that once I sat down, I would be as calm as the lake. It's better to have light and sensing. There is a kind of kingming that I am very powerful. But the reality is often, after you sit down, the heart is louder. It's not that you're worse. It's when you finally stop, start to hear what's in your heart. Existing noise. You were working before. Social short video chat. Life chores push away. You don't have time to hear him. Now you stop and try to close the door. I just found out that there has been a group of people chatting in the house. The publication of Sicheng Luoju is very straightforward. Everybody starts meditating with the same problem. It's normal. The publication also used a very lifelike metaphor. Fitness athlete. Dancers are just starting to practice, and their bodies don't get used to it. It hurts. Think about it. A person who never runs suddenly run 5 kilometers. Sour legs are weird. A person who never stretches suddenly presses his legs. It's normal to want to cry in pain. Then the same reason, you grew up. The most training is to run after thoughts, rather than watching thoughts come and go. You have been practicing for more than 20 years or even decades of habits. Thoughts follow. Emotions are carried away as soon as they come. Now you have to start practicing not to follow. Don't you think he'll react? And it is very important to watch the step reminder. It's not just distractions. Even gluttonous. Eat these troubles that you don't think should appear. Will be more obvious. Why? Because when you're usually busy, gluttony is also there. It's just covered by your busyness. You think you are a very gentle person. As soon as it calmed down, a pile of unwillingness suddenly emerged in my heart. You think you've let go. As a result, when I closed my eyes, the picture was still there. You think you are clean. The brain starts playing automatically. Small theater of desire. The easiest mistake to make at this time, it's just to mistake seeing troubles for me. In fact, it is closer to the truth. You are finally starting to see yourself honestly. So the first thing to confront is not distractions. It's a false expectation. If you expect yourself to do it like a master, with distractions you will collapse. If you take distractions as a necessary training, you will be more stable. Kenpo said to be mentally prepared. You must first know that you will definitely face these situations. Then in the heart, Li has a very hard determination. This is the pass. I want to break through him. I can't return it. That sounds like motivation. But he was actually very pragmatic. You put the normal label on first. You won't be in the moment when distractions come. And then there's this additional layer of remorse. Many people's pain is not distractions themselves. It's another layer on top of the distractions. Why am I doing this again? I'm so useless. I really can't. You see, distractions are just clouds. You turn it into a thunderfish with comments. I want to tell you a picture I really like. Imagine you're practicing by a river and the water keeps flowing. Leaves floating on it. Dead branches even occasionally float past a plastic bottle. You're not practicing to stop the river. It's not like jumping down and fishing for everything. He was sitting on the shore. Know its flow. Know that those are drifting. You don't chase, grab, or scold. Minds are like that floating thing. You jump down and chase. Instead, more and more lost. The more tired, the more embarrassed. If you only saw him, let him float by. He just left. It's not the thoughts that are really tiring. It's Pansy, you grab him. Start the sequel. Why is he like this? Why am I like that? What am I going to do? This glance is gone for half an hour. So here's the problem. I know. Don't hold on, but I will persist. What do you do? And here we're going to bring the focus down. Normal distractions, but you have to do it the right way. That's how to learn meditation. Attention. The publication didn't ask you to go head-to-head with distractions. I didn't tell you to press hard. I'm not asking you to deny yourself. Practice is not a battle with oneself. Practice is more like learning a new way of getting along. Get along with your heart. I'm going to take you into a real-life situation. You're finally free tonight, sitting on a chair or futon. Keep your back straight. Shaosheng recites a sutra or eats a string of symbols. You were very religious at first. Mouth. Follow in heart. Read it a third time. You suddenly thought, I have a meeting tomorrow morning. Do I have to prepare in advance? Read it for the fifth time. You think, did I talk too much to that person today? Read it for the seventh time. You're starting to get impatient. Why am I always distracted? And you start trying to pull it back. You're angry when you pull it back. Angry at yourself for not living up to expectations. So you fight in your heart while you read. And finally, you wearily put down the rosary. There is only one sentence left in my heart that I am not suitable for. If you have this process, I would like to ask you to do one more action next time. When you find yourself running away, don't scold yourself first. Now it is very easy to say that I know. Just know. You don't have to write a review. You don't have to kill it right away. You just need to know that you ran away. This knowing is the beginning of awareness. As soon as awareness appears, The mind ceases to be a carte blanche. It used to be distractions driving with your steering wheel. Now you're back in the driver's seat. Even sitting back for a second is a victory. Then you do the second move. Bring the heart back to a very simple ellipse. Chant and return to the sound, back to words. If you hold the mantra, you will return to the rhythm of the day. Close the breath and return to the entry and exit of the tip of the nose. The point is not to come back once and never run away. The point is to run away and come back. A lot of practice is to exercise this muscle. Back to the muscles. Once you come back, the muscles will grow longer. You come back 100 times and your muscles are stronger. Don't be afraid of too many times. It's not that you are bad. You are training. Someone will ask, then I have too many distractions. What should I do if I run 10 times a minute? I'll tell you, great. You have many training opportunities. You see 10 runs as failure 10 times and you will suffer. You look at it, I did 10 workouts. You start to have power. A lot of people are stuck on this level. Treat training as an exam. Practice is not an exam. Practice is to develop. It doesn't matter if you run 100 times in 10 minutes today, because you did it 100 times. Come back. You will encounter big waves in your life in the future. Emotional temptation, fear of losing. You just rely on these 100 times to come back to save you. I don't think many people can't get through. And the reason for that is because I wasn't prepared. I want to translate this sentence into a more lifelike tone. If you think this road is smooth, when you encounter a pit, you will think you are going the wrong way. If you knew there was a hole at the beginning, you will be evil. With water and patience, you will step over. The most precious thing for practitioners is not to never be scattered. It's about not backing down. Speaking of not backing down, I want to talk about a more stinging and more real phenomenon. Many people encounter distractions, put it up to fate, blessing karma, then label myself I am deeply karmic. You know the saying, where is the most dangerous place? He looks humble. In fact, he often becomes an excuse to run away. Because once you decide that my karma is deep, you can rationalize, so I can't do it, so it's normal for me to give up. But the attitude of seeing through is very direct. Normal distractions. Don't use this reason to return it. What you need to do is keep practicing the method. How do you learn that method? You don't have to think too much about it. The core of the method is actually 3 words. Do not follow. Not to follow, not to hold on. It's not strangling. But with a higher heart, to see the lower heart, you can put yourself. Imagine someone sitting in a theater. Read Avatar movie. Play it one by one. What did the person say? What have you lost? What do you want? What are you afraid of? You used to rush in when you saw a movie. Become the protagonist. Emotions rise and fall. Now what you practice is that you still see him on the air. But you stay in your seat. You can cry. You can feel it. But you don't have to go on stage. You know, that's a projection of the screen. And here's a very interesting observation. Did you notice? The most common trick for distractions is not new. It was a replay. He often puts it on. It's a clip that you can't be more familiar with. Why? Because of habit. Habits in Buddhism. What do you usually think about most often? What's the easiest thing to think about when you sit down? You usually worry. You sit down and worry that you're usually more. You sit down and compare. You usually regret. You sit down and regret it. It's not your fault. It's when you finally see what you're feeding. So when distractions come, you can be gentle. I also ask myself a very clear question. Am I feeding him again? You don't have to blame, because blame is also feeding. You just need to see. It's the habit of worrying. This is a stretch of inhalation. This is paralyzing inhalation. The moment you saw it, he's already a little looser. And then you go back to your call. Put your heart back on the wheel. Many friends will say that what you say is beautiful when they hear it here. But as soon as I came back, the next second I ran again. I'll give you a more down-to-earth metaphor. If you have children at home, or have you brought children? You know, the first time a child learns to walk, he will definitely fall and cry. Well, how do you do that? Will you scold him? And you say, "Why are you so stupid? If you can't leave, don't you leave?" Normal parents don't. You're going to help him up? You will encourage him. Will you let him go again? Your heart is like that child. Your awareness is like that adult. If you scold him every time you fall, he will only be more afraid of chaos. If you supported him every time he fell, he dares to go. So there's a very important quality in the practice. Be compassionate to yourself first. Many people think that compassion is only for sentient beings. Be hard on yourself. The result is getting closer and closer. The true compassion is that I know I will mess up. But I won't give up on myself because I know I'll break up. But I'm willing to bring myself back. I know I have troubles. But I am willing to practice clarity in the trouble. You put this compassion on the cushion. Your meditation will suddenly become sustainable. Look at the sentence that you can't back down if you don't say it. I'm not asking you to hold on, but to ask you not to be deceived by the wrong interpretation. A lot of distractions doesn't mean you can't. A lot of distractions often means that you have really started to practice, because you start to encounter your new positive. You used to use external hilarity to cover the inner void. Now would you like to sit down and watch? That in itself is courage. And I want to tell you a quick story. Speak more clearly about this. Think of a man named Ah Cheng. The first time he went to meditation camp, excitedly bought a futon, bought rosary beads. I even told my friends, I want to cultivate my mind to be very calm this time. The first night he sat down. So my brain wanted to have a meeting, working mortgage, emotional friend, and a bunch of embarrassing memories he thought he had long forgotten, all run out. He was getting more and more bored. Finally stand up and ask the teacher, Am I not suitable? When I sit down, I have a bunch of distractions. Am I very karmic? The teacher looked at him and smiled. Say, have you ever gone to the gym to work out? Ah Cheng said yes. The teacher said that you practice your legs on the first day. Leg pain. Ah Cheng said it hurts. The teacher said, Do you say you are not suitable for fitness because of pain? Ah Cheng was stunned. The teacher said that you are practicing your heart now. Heart hurts too. It will mess up and rebound. You don't have to learn to make it zero. It's about learning how to do it. The next day, Ah Cheng was doing it. Miscellaneous thoughts still come. He couldn't help but get annoyed. The teacher taught him a very simple practice: not following the content. Only pay attention to the rest. Thoughts come up, and you know they come down. You know fall. You don't need to know what he's talking about. You just need to know that he comes out like a bubble. Breaking. Ah Cheng again felt weird at first, because he's used to grabbing content. What was I thinking? Why would I want to? How do I solve it? But when he really just looked up and down, he felt it for the first time. It turns out that thought is not a block of iron. He's actually fog. The more you grab, the stronger it gets. If you don't catch him, he will break up. Day 3. Ah Cheng suddenly encountered a greater challenge. He sits. Suddenly he remembered someone who made him very angry. Come up while the fire is on. His body is tight. There was a voice in his heart that I just couldn't let go. At this time, the teacher said another very important thing. You can't let go. You've been holding him. Ah Cheng was not convinced at first. I didn't hug him. I obviously want to let go. The teacher said that when you think of him, you start a conversation. Let's start arguing. Start imagining how you can fight back. You're holding that script. The teacher asked him to try. When the heart comes, don't be in a hurry to be a good person and hold him down. Don't follow him out and be a warrior. You first become an audience. You see Chun Sheng Ho. You see the body is tight. When you see the words in your heart, you only need to see. Don't refuel yet? Ah Cheng does the same, and he found it fascinating. He doesn't refuel. The fire won't turn into a forest fire. He's still hot, but he will make himself smaller. At that moment he suddenly understood. Practice is not about turning yourself into wood, but let yourself feel. Don't let your feelings lead you by the nose. You see distractions. What does worry and greed really eat like? Like a stone on the road. You can choose to trip over a rock every time. Then the steps are uneven. You can also choose to use stones as stepping stones. Step by step. Ken added that it was a test. Pedestrian officer. Many people can't get through. In fact, it's not because the distractions are too big. It's because my heart retreated first. How do you keep your heart from retreating? I'll give you a very practical and Buddhist perspective. Redefine meditation as going home. Every time you come back to breathe, back to daytime, back to scripture, actually returning to the present moment. What is the moment? The present is the only place you can mend. The past is gone. The future has not yet come. Only this breath, this curse. You can hold on to this thought. The more you come back to the present moment, the stronger the heart. The more you float in distractions, the more tired the heart. You will find a lot of fatigue is not because of too many things in life. It's because your heart never really lands. And I'll go a little wider. You sit there. It doesn't move on the outside, but your heart may have traveled 10,000 kilometers. 10,000 kilometers is of course tiring, so you're not tired from sitting. Are you tired of running? When you can bring your heart back. On the contrary, there will be a deep stability. This stability is not a happy orgasm, but like a tree with roots. You are no longer so easily blown away by the wind. Speaking of roots, Buddhism often talks about cause and effect. A lot of people deal with distractions. I like to think hard to solve it once. But the night of cause and effect is your distraction now. is the result of countless thoughts followed in the past. Every time you come back now, it is also heartfelt because don't be in a hurry to fight with the country. You go to seed. You came back 10 times today. Come back 20 times tomorrow. After a long time, the heart will know the way. You think you're fighting with distractions. In fact, you are rewriting your habits. How to change habits. Relying on small choices again and again. To follow or not to follow. Run or go back. Catch or let go. This is the simplest and greatest part of the practice. He pushed his fate from the north. Become I have a choice. Many people hear distractions normally. I breathed a sigh of relief. And then it goes to the other extreme, which is normal. Then I'll let him go. Anyway, I'll just sit. The publication is very clear. Normal does not mean no processing. Normal just tells you not to break down. But you still have to learn how. Like an athlete, it's normal to have muscular pain at first, but he still has to learn the correct posture. Otherwise, you will get hurt. Practice 2. You can allow distractions to exist, but you can't let yourself keep running. You have to be gentle. Be firm too. Tenderness is attitude. Firmness is the direction. I want to put the words gentle and firm. To everyone who is confronting distractions, don't be rude to your heart, because roughness makes the heart rebound more. Don't let your heart go, because indulgence makes habits stronger. You walk like a pony. Pull too tight and he will resist. Put it too loose and he will run around. You use just enough strength to lead him back to the right path. Some of my friends would say that I think more when I'm chanting. Because the mouth is reading, the brain is thinking very divided. I will suggest you try to make the mind more physical. You're not talking with your mouth. You read with the whole person. You hear your own voice. You feel every word coming out of your chest. You can even treat every sentence as an offering. Offering to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, offered to all sentient beings. When you change chanting from a task to a new one, the heart is not easy to loose. I don't want to do the seamstone that distractions love to drill, once you really feel that it makes sense. With warmth, your heart will be more willing to stay. There is also a very common problem that the more you want to be clean, the less clean. This is actually your cleaning, as an achievement to be grasped. As soon as you grab it, it's gone. Because purity is like sleep. The more you think I must fall asleep, the more you can't sleep. What to do then? You put the emphasis back on the exercise itself. You just do it. Just come back. You just have to be aware of the purity. They will emerge as a byproduct. You don't pursue purity, you pursue awareness. Awareness comes, purity will come naturally. I know you might still ask. So how long will it take me to get better? I don't play with you to choose. I won't draw you a pie either. I'm just giving you a very reliable direction. See how many times a day you are willing to come back. You treat coming back as your daily homework. It's like brushing your teeth and washing your face. Don't expect a miracle every time. You will suddenly find that one day, your heart can't be taken away so easily. When you encounter trouble, you can stop for one more second. You have one less impulse in the face of conflict. That is, no matter how long the effort is, Kung Fu is not sitting on a futon. To save you in life, you may also find that Sometimes distractions are not the enemy. He is reminding. You sit down and you keep thinking about something. It may mean that there is a bond unraveling in you, and you're not sitting on a cushion trying to finish it. Let it go. Wait until it's done. Deal with it head on. Apologize when you should. Organize when it's time to organize. Let it go. Practice is not an escape from life. Practice is to make you more capable of facing life. You did what you had to do. Less distractions. Because of some distractions, it's actually the dogma knocking on the door. But please note, some distractions are not boards. It's aeration. It needs to be loosened with long-term care. Here I give you a very powerful word. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to chase after your thoughts. You only need the one in your hand to know. That knowing is the lamp in your heart. The light is on and the shadow is still there. It won't scare you. Speaking of shadows, I want to put the whole thing. Pull back to the deeper spiritual core. Enlighten wisdom. Causal compassion. Practice destiny. You seem to be dealing with distractions. You're on to something really big. You are learning not to be dominated by the inertia of your mind. All beings are in reincarnation. The hardest part is being led by thoughts. Chase after greed. As soon as the dust comes, fascinated as soon as possible. Over time, manufacturing is reported in manufacturing. Fate is like being dragged by an invisible thread. When you start practicing seeing without following, you just cut a small incision on that line. You may cut it small, but as long as you cut it every day, the line will break. You begin to be free. Freedom is not about doing what you want. What do you have to do when you're free? You have a choice. This is the germ of wisdom. And when you stop being so hard on yourself, you will be surprised to find out you are also more tolerant of others. You used to see people get emotional. You will be annoyed, but when you see yourself, I had so many thoughts. You can understand more. Understanding is not condoning, but you know that all beings suffer. This understanding will grow into compassion. Compassion is not a slogan. Do you really know? Everyone is working hard in their own distractions. Are you willing to put your own Shion Master first? Then share the power of the Lord. Therefore, today's article. If you could only remember one sentence, I want you to remember that distractions are not failures. Running away is. Every time you come back, they are all practicing. You don't return it every time. It's all changing. Changing your life is not asking for God's blessing. You change direction causally. You come back to the front. It's doing good. You put down pansy. It's reducing suffering. You see yourself with compassion. It is the soil for cultivating consciousness. I want to be here too. Let me share with you an example that is very close to me. A friend used to be particularly anxious. As soon as he sits down, he thinks about something. The more you sit, the more you panic. They even sweat. He was very resistant to meditation at first. He felt that meditation made him more uncomfortable. Then he changed his approach. He stopped trying to be quiet. He practiced only one thing and found himself running away. He set himself a very gentle goal. Just find it 10 times today. And guess what? He found that he could not only find 10 times, 50 more times can be found. 100 times a few weeks later, he told me it was weird. I'm also finding myself more anxious in my life. Before, his anxiety was swallowed by anxiety. Now when he's anxious, a sentence pops into his heart. Anxiety is coming. Just this sentence. He won't make an impulsive decision right away. You see, the power of practice is overflowing from the cushion. If you are suffering from distractions right now, I want to see that down-to-earth encouragement. Change it to one of my spoken words for you. Don't rush to climb yourself out. You are not hopeless. You just got on the field. Every practitioner will go through this stage of market orientation. The real difference is, some people think it's because they can't. So turn around and leave. Anybody know that was the start of the training. So keep doing it. Are you willing to keep doing it? You're already on your way. We are all too brave. Dare to work and live. Dare to feel. Even the sad heart is often afraid to slow down. But practice is not in a hurry. True power comes from slowing down. The significance of bracelets is never decoration. It is a small force that makes the heart no longer flustered. Warm and gentle. Remind you of me. It's worth slowing down.